Did you know that the happiness fantasy is keeping you stuck? It's keeping you in dreamland, and it's keeping you not grounded and in reality. For a lot of us, we live in a fantasy world that happiness is something that you're striving. So you're constantly looking, hoping, praying, meditating, journaling, finding ways to find your happiness. And we think that the happiness is outside of ourselves in perhaps, the bigger pay packet or the bigger house, car, career, relationship. It's all going to be better. I will be happy when I get this. I will be happy when I do this. I will be happy, blah, 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 blah. It's a load of crap that we've been sold. You just need to turn your TV screens on, don't you? And all of these emotive adverts that you will be happy when you get the new car and the family sitting down to a picnic down by the water. You'll be happy when you get the new tent, the new house, whatever it is. I think you're getting the picture. So it's a fantasy. It's not real. It's a dream, and it's not built in reality. The reality is happiness is a feeling that floats in and floats out. Can you answer this question? Can you sit in a day and be constantly happy? Of course you can't. You are a living, breathing organism called a human, and you're going to have ebbs and flows. You cannot feel happy 100% of the time. And if you're chasing happiness, it's a fantasy, which is going to constantly let you down. You're then going to judge yourself. You're going to beat yourself up. You're going to give yourself a hard time. Your vibration is going to drop. Your energy is going to drop. You're going to be unmotivated. You'll then turn to your vices because you feel like shit. So I hope I'm helping this land, that to live in a fantasy that you just want to be happy is ridiculous. What is more helpful is to start looking at your life, see where the evidence is there, and find where in your life you feel the most fulfilled. It could be when you're playing the piano. It could be when you're teaching, when you are painting, when you're drawing, when you're running. But check in with yourself. What are you living right now where when you're doing these actions, you feel really fulfilled? And afterwards, once you've finished that action, you feel exhilarated. You know what that is about, is that you are tapping into a fulfillment because there could be a value there. It could be one of your higher values. To chase happiness is a fraud and a fantasy. But if you can start chasing and start noticing what gives you fulfillment, what makes you feel peaceful inside, what gives you contentment, what is it that really makes you feel a sense of, man, I did good. Because you know what? If you live your life by living your highest value, or at least one or two of them, right up there, then you are going to be a much happier partner. You're going to be much more contented. You're going to be a much better version when you come home and you connect with your family, when you connect with your partner, because you are living aligned to your values. I'll give you an example. I'll use me for an example. I love teaching and inspiring. I've been doing it for a couple of decades. I thrive on it. Why do you think I yak on these videos? But also in all the work that I do. So couples counselling, speaking, seminars, it doesn't matter what it is. As long as I'm teaching, that sparks everything up inside of me. That's why I was born. That's why I'm here. This is my purpose. This is my mission. And when I outsource as much as I possibly can so I can do more of what I want, I am more fulfilled, and I'm a much happier version in a relationship, I can assure you, because I'm a living aligned to my values. I'm not reliant on my partner for my happiness or my fulfillment, because it is my job to know what lights me up. And when you take the time to get to know what really aligns you, and you know what? Start looking at what you're already doing. There will be things, let's go to your working world. There could be things in your working world that you just feel exhausted, you feel disgruntled, you feel annoyed. They're not right up there. And so do you continue to do that? Or do you start thinking of ways of what lights you up? You know, if you're a mum and you're spending a lot of time home with the kids, or a dad, you may find at the moment that one of your top values is family, is that social, is that connection with family. And when you're doing that, you feel very aligned, feel very authentic, and it sits with you, it's right. So it's the quality of questions that you ask yourself. What lights me up? What makes me feel inspired and motivated? And it's taking the time to actually get to know yourself intimately. Intimacy. No one can tell you who your values are. No one knows you as well as you do, and it's your responsibility in this lifetime to actually uncover that. Peel it all back, peel the layers back. When you are living in alignment with your top values and you are coming from a place of real groundedness and authenticity, there's something very special. There's a real enlightenment, or whatever you want to call it. And yes, you can't keep that going right throughout the whole day. That's impossible, because, you know, we have highs and lows, negatives and positives. It just is. But for you to go long term in a relationship, a fulfilling relationship where you're contented, where you're happy, where you notice I just said happy. It's fleeting moments. You can't stay happy. There are going to be times where there's highs and lows, negatives and positives, because there is. You know, you're a human being. You can be kind, you can be unkind, you can be sad, you can be angry. It's part of a relationship. But when you have your own level of fulfillment, if your partner's having a bit of a rough day and they're a bit grumpy, you aren't going to take it personally. It's not going to set a charge on you or trigger you. You'll see it for what it is. You'll stay in the reality because you have your own level of fulfillment. So stop chasing happiness. Stop chasing the high of happiness. In life, there's always pleasure and pain. It is part of that. But when you align yourself from deep within, what feeds your soul are the fulfillment. You're going to feel that so much more often, and you're going to be so much more lenient if your partner's having a crappy day, and also if you are. If you have, where you're perhaps a bit agitated or a bit annoyed, you're not going to be self-critical afterwards and beat yourself up. You're going to come from curiosity, from calmness, from accepting, and okay, how can I do this better next time? Don't like how I just behaved then. So I'm going to love you and leave you, but I suppose my question I want to leave you with is, what lights you up? What turns you on? Where do you feel most fulfilled? And what action step can you begin today to start working towards that? Because the results of that is you are going to be a much more contented, fulfilled person in your relationship, because you're not going to be looking out at your partner to fulfill so many of your needs, because you've already done it. So then you can just swim in the love and the connection, the passion, the playfulness that comes with a relationship where both of you are coming from fulfillment, where both of you are meeting your own needs in working alongside with your own values. So I encourage you to, explore this. I'll see you next time.